Welcome to the next tutorial of web page coding. In today's lecture, I will talk about the basic HTML introduction. So, in this lecture, we will talk about what HTML is and some other topics relating to HTML, such as history and its structure. So, talking about the history of HTML, basically, HTML, the concept of HTML has grown in the early 1990s. At that time, the World Wide Web was created, and people were talking about web page development. So 1990s was the time that HTML was developed. From the early days of World Wide Web, HTML had actually many versions. So its inventor is Tim Berners-Lee. He developed HTML. The first version which he developed was HTML 1.0, and it was back in 1991. After that, HTML 2.0 was developed in 1995, HTML 3.2 in 1997. Then it's upgraded to 4.01 in 1999, and HTML5, which is the latest and really advanced version of HTML, has been developed in 2014. So this was the basic history of HTML. HTML has developed in such a way. Next is the question arises in every person's mind is what is HTML? HTML is basically a hypertext markup language. It means that in HTML we can do two things mainly. First of all, it's actually a hypertext language, which means that we can do linking to different web pages from one page to another and so on. Next is it's a markup language, which means that it depends and works on tags. Everything in HTML is all about tags. It works around tags. It is not a normal programming language. So we can say that it's not a programming but a markup language. So now the question arises that what is the difference between programming and markup language? So markup language is something which is used for the representation purpose of a data that is both human and machine readable. But on the other hand, programming language is the one which is actually computer understandable and which works around compiler, and so it's not basically a representation of the data. Later we will discuss what is a programming language in other tutorials. But for now, we should understand that a markup language is the one which works through tags. And we will see that what is tags in the upcoming slides. Another important thing about HTML is that it is used for creating web pages, which actually resides on internet or web server, you can say. What are web pages? In the normal day routine, you can see that there are different web pages. You search a term on Google or another website, for example Bing or something like that, and it redirects you to some other page, and from that page you can go to one another page and so on. For instance, if you want to search something on Wikipedia, it actually gives us a web page links, which is basically built through HTML. All these web pages resides on a web server on the internet, and these are actually developed through HTML. Another important thing is that HTML defines the main structure of a web page. The basic structure of a web page is built through HTML. And another point which is important is it comprises of elements which tell the browser that how to display content. HTML simply says to the browser that how you will display a specific content which I told you. Now it's not the browser who decided that what to display, but it's actually the HTML which told the browser that do display the specific content. It's actually sent a server request through HTTP, and in return data from the server is displayed on the web page, and which can actually be seen by the user. Next important point about HTML is HTML is used for displaying of headings, paragraphs, and images. For example, if you want to embed any image in your web page, you want to display some ads or any other gallery images. So it's done through HTML. You can see, or you may be aware of usage of different kind of headings and text in a web specific web page. So those are actually embedded or placed through HTML tags. As I have told you earlier, that hypertext basically means to links different web pages. So we can say that HTML is a hypertext language, which means that HTML can be used to link different web pages on internet. If you want to search a term in the Google, it will give you a web page. From there, you may see another link to some other web page. So it's actually a linking idea behind hypertext. And the markup means work around tags. In simple words, we can say that HTML is used to manipulate, play with the text and images in order to display it in their desired format. We can manipulate our text, images, links, etc. Through HTML in the way we want it. Now the question arises that what HTML element is, how we can define it, headings, paragraphs, images, different kind of things. What are they basically? So we can say that HTML is defined by starting and ending tags. And those starting and ending tags are element. In between those tags, the content goes. For example, H2 is an opening tag, and H2 and before it a forward slash is a closing tag. So we can say that h2 is an element. It is basically a heading element of the level h2. There are different heading levels we will cover in the upcoming lectures, that there are many heading from h1 to up till h7 in the html. But for instance, tag is an element. So everything that goes in between those tags, content which will be displayed on the web page. In this case, Tech Geek channel will be displayed on the web page in the format of H2 style. So we can say that left angle bracket H2, then a right angle bracket. This is a starting tag, and left angle tag forward slash H2, right angle tag is an ending tag. So this is basically an HTML element. There are many elements like H2, for example, paragraph, image, links, pane. There are several. We will talk in the upcoming lectures in the detail. Now we will see that what is a basic HTML page structure looks like. So it is a default layout that in the start we will use doc type HTML. This actually tells the browser that the version of HTML which is used here is HTML5. Before this, when HTML5 was not invented, we were using simply HTML, which means that the basic version of HTML is simple HTML. So doc type HTML means that the version of HTML is the latest one, that is HTML5. After that, we will use HTML, opening tag of HTML, which means that the root element is basically HTML. So it's the starting tag. After that, we will use head tag, opening head tag, and then closing head tag. What the head tag contains, it's actually contain the metadata. In the head tag, the title goes. In the head tag, script goes, no script goes, links goes, styles goes. So there are different tags that goes in the head element. Although we can use those tags after the body element as well, but it is more good regarding performance wise that we use those tags in the head tag. The next is title tag or element. So title tag is actually used in order to show the title of a web page on the page tab. So whatever title you gives in between those title, it will be shown on the web page. The next important part of HTML structure is the body tag. In the body tag, all the visible contents goes. What appear on the web page is totally enclosed inside the body tag. It may be images, it may be headings, paragraph, it may be tables, forms, which we will discuss in the upcoming lectures in detail. So now what are the benefits of HTML language? Why we should use HTML? This is because if you learn HTML, it is actually a base for developing your knowledge regarding the learning of other programming language. Through HTML, you will be able to learn other advanced programming language such as PHP and Java and JavaScript, these kind of languages. So HTML is really a basic language, but it's really important. If you learn it, you'll be able to learn more advanced languages. Through HTML, you can build a website, a really basic website, and this is really beneficial nowadays in order to grow your career as an HTML developer. It is really a huge industry. If you learn HTML on an expert level, you can work in any software firm or private firm as an HTML developer, which is really a demanding job title. One of the productive thing about HTML is that it can be integrated with other programming languages such as JavaScript and CSS. It means that we can use JavaScript and CSS codes inside HTML code in order to bring some mobility and some other good effects, or you can say that, right, through HTML, through now I will show you that how you can actually practically work, do. For example, I have opened this Notepad++ editor. Although you can use some advanced editors, which I will tell you in the upcoming lectures, like Sublime or other text editors. But for instance, we will use in order to understand the basic concept. And what we will do that we will go to the file section. We will go to the file section and we will save as the web page with a specific name. For example, I am giving the name to it is test. And what we will do is we will save it as the extension of hypertext markup language. It means that the web page will be saved in the format of HTML. Now I am saving it on the desktop. So this file is saved with me on my desktop. We will write doc type HTML. As I told you that this means that the version of HTML we are using is HTML5. After that we will do write HTML, which means that the root element is HTML, which we are working on. After that we can use the head tag, starting head tag and then the ending head tag. Okay, and in the head tag we will use the title tag. It is a rule that you will place the title tag inside the head tag. So for instance, I'm giving some title to my web page. We can say that introduction to HTML by Tech Geek. This is our title, which will be shown on the page tab. After that we will actually use the body tag, the starting body tag and then the ending body tag. Everything that we want to display on our web page will go inside the body tag. All the content which are visible on the web page will be included in the body tag. For example, I want to display a heading of H1 level. Then I will place a H1 starting and ending tag, and in between them I will give some text. For example, I am writing learning HTML from basic to advanced level. So this is our heading. For example, I want to give some paragraph. So opening a paragraph and then closing a paragraph tag. and in between them, for instance, I am writing, in order to learn HTML you need to watch all the lectures on this channel. So this is our, although in the head tag we can use other options as well, which I will tell you later. But first I will do show you that how we can run this page on the Google Chrome or any other browser. Simply you will need to go to the run option, and then you, whatever option you want to select. If you want to use Firefox, then launch in Firefox. If you want to launch in Safari, then do launch it in, and if you want to launch it in the Chrome, then do select in the Chrome. I'm just using Chrome, so let me launch it in Chrome. Do it on advanced level. This is just in order to tell you about the structure of HTML. Although we can use certain other type of tags in HTML as well. Some of them are link, script, no script, meta tag, base tag, and style tag. We will discuss these tags in the upcoming lessons in detail, because it's not possible to discuss all of them right now. So for now we will delete this, and we will work on them in the upcoming lecture. Hope guys it helps you a lot. So see you in another lecture. Bye bye.